Today's topic is azeotrophs. Azeotrophs are also known as the constant boiling liquids. The liquid which keeps its composition same in the liquid phase as well as in the vapor phase, or which is distilled out without change in its composition, that is said to be the azeotropic mixture. It is a binary mixture, means two components are there. For that we are discussing the azeotropic mixture. So sometime what happens that for a particular composition of the two components, if A and B are the two components, then for the particular composition or ratio of A is to B, the liquid boils without change in its composition. That is termed as the azeotropic mixture. So here see, whatever we are having in the flask, the component 1 is 60%, component 2 is the 40%, the distillate which comes out here, that is again, it is 60% one component and 40% the second component. So the liquid, it is boiling without change in its composition. They are not changing their composition at all. They are said to be the azeotropic mixture. Azeotrophs, they are of two types. One is maximum boiling, another is the minimum boiling azeotroph. What is meant by maximum boiling and minimum boiling azeotroph? When I say as the minimum boiling azeotroph, it means there is presence of two components and the boiling point of one component and the second component, whatever it is, the mixture solution, it is boiling at a composition which is, the liquid mixture is boiling at a particular temperature which is lower than the boiling point of the two components. It means it will be the minimum boiling liquid. When it is maximum boiling liquid, then whatever the boiling points of two components are there, the liquid boils at a higher boiling point than the boiling point of the two components. Then it is the maximum boiling azeotropic mixture. Now let us discuss theoretically by the way of the graphs that what are minimum boiling azeotrophs. So here I am going to discuss minimum boiling azeotrophs. In case of minimum boiling azeotrophs, so the first graph which is shown here, it is between vapor pressures and the mole fractions. So XA increases toward this side, XB increases toward that side. Let me to zoom it. So that is the graph which is for the minimum boiling azeotropic mixture. So vapor pressure along one side for the A component, vapor pressure for the second component, and this is a positive deviation from the Raoult's law, and deviation is more, so there is a hump between the line, and that hump is indicating that vapor pressure, it is more than the vapor pressure of individual components, that is the component A and component B, for a particular composition which is shown by a dotted line here. So this corresponds to some composition of A is to B for which the vapor pressure, it is higher than these two. Let us convert it into the boiling point and the mole fraction curve. So this is boiling point and the mole fraction curve. So corresponding to you can say low value of PA, that is here, it is higher value of TA, because the boiling point of the A component will be high as its vapor pressure is low, but vapor pressure of B component is high, so correspondingly its boiling point will be less. but the hump which is having the more vapor pressure here, that will have the minimum boiling point. So these are the two curves here. So that is the liquid line, that is the vapor line, that is the liquid line, that is the vapor line. Now we will discuss how we can distill this component. So now distillation of this component is here. So let us first discuss its distillation graph. I fix that boiling point of A component is 350 degrees Celsius. Boiling point of B component, that is 210 degrees Celsius. And here I have shown the composition which is according to the point C here. That composition is having boiling point minimum than the individual. It is lower than the 210. It is 190 degrees Celsius. Now let us start the graph from one side. I start from this side. So I am taking a particular composition, this composition. So suppose in liquid state, this is the lower liquid line, above it is the vapor line. So in liquid state, the composition is nearly 95% A, because this point is very much near to the A, so it will have the maximum value. So I consider it as a 95% A, and obviously 5% will be the B. Then this is converted into the vapors here. So now we are moving toward the B side, away from A. It means at this point, when I will condense the vapors, that composition boiled to the vapor state, vapor then condensed, then the condensed liquid will have more percentage of B than the earlier one. It means the vapors will be richer in the volatile component. Which is volatile here? This component is having 350 degrees Celsius boiling point. This component is having 210. So this is more volatile, that is less volatile. So as we are moving toward this one, then vapors, they are richer in the composition of B now. So here the composition of B has been increased. Sidewise, I have taken a table here. So earlier it was 95% A, 5% B. As you will further change it into vapors and then condense, it will change into 85% A and 20% B. Now sometime looks that it is not easy to convert 5% into the 20%. How it is possible? For the time being, consider that one component is 10, another component is 20. Suppose 10 component cannot be changed at all. So ratio between these two is 10:20, means 1:2. What same ratio can be increased by decreasing the larger portion? Which one? 20. If I decrease 20 to 15, then it will be 1:1.5. If I further decrease the 15 to 10, then it will be 1:1. It means the composition of another can be increased by decreasing the another one. So same is the feature here, that A is removed and B composition that is going to increase. So corresponding to this point, it is 85% A, 20% B. Further, when these are converted into the vapors, we are again moving away from A. So it means it will reach at 65% A and 35% B. So which point? This point, it now corresponds to 65% A and 35% B. Further, these are when vaporized, again condensed. It means we are reaching again toward the V. So percentage of B will continue to increase until unless B will reach at the point C, where both vapor and the liquid line, they converge into each other. So at this particular composition, whatever the composition present in the liquid state, same composition will be present in the vapor state. And that composition here, as an simple example, I have taken 38% A and 62% B is there. That is the azeotropic concentration. Now this is simple discussion that how we are reaching toward this one. What is happening practically, let us discuss that. as I move here, the vapors they will be richer in B. Vapors they are richer in B. Again condensed, again vaporized, again they are richer in B. Again condensed, again they are richer in B, because the A composition it is going continuously increase, and composition of B that is going to increase, and composition of A it is continuously decreasing. So in this case, if vapors are formed condensed, or distillation is repeated and repeated, then at last we will get this composition 38% A and 62% B, that is left, that is not left, it is distilled off. That means whatever the vapors are coming out, the vapors at last they will be of the azeotropic mixture, means this composition is out. This composition is out. Here B composition is more and A composition is less, means where A is going, A is left in the flask. Again listen here, I have started from the 95% A component and 5% B component. So that was the start. As I am boiling it off, B component more it is present in vapor, less it is present in the liquid. So some vapors of what 85% A and 25% B they are formed. Again they are changed into vapors. It means distillation is repeated and repeated. Whether it is done by the way of the condenser or any another way, so distillation is repeated and repeated. So by the repeated distillation here, at last the composition which is coming out, that composition will be of the what? Azeotropic mixture. So this is distilled out, that is termed as the distillate, whose vapors are formed and that are condensed. So it means in this portion here, which one? Here I will get the azeotropic mixture, and what is left in this flask, it will be pure A component, because here in the composition A is moved less, but B is moved more, because 38% A and 62% B. So it means pure A, that is the residue, it is left in the flask, and distillate means which is coming out from the flask, that is the azeotropic mixture. Now coming to point B and C here. So any composition if I take from A to C, I will get distillate here, azeotrope, and residue left it is the pure A. It is between the composition A, this point is A and C, whatever is the composition if taken, any composition, that will give out azeotropic mixture out of the flask, and residue of A is left in the flask. If I take any composition in between B and C, then starting from here C, it is this point, any liquid of this is taken, any composition or regarding to this is taken, then change into vapors. It means vapors, though these, now I am moving away from the V, it means vapors will be richer in A. They will be richer in A. They will contain more A and less B. Further they are condensed, further they are changed into the vapors. I am moving toward A. So it means in the vapors, the composition of A is going to increase. So it means at last again I am reaching to the point C. So the whatever is distilled out, that will be again 38% one component, which is it is A, and 62% B component, that is the azeotropic concentration. So that is coming out. Since vapors were richer in A, so whatever is left in the flask, that is left B component. What is left? That is left B component. So distillate which will come out, that will be the azeotropic mixture, and residue that I will have in the flask, that will be the B component. So repeating again, any composition A to C, the distillate which comes out from flask, that is the azeotropic mixture, residue A is left. Composition B to C, it is the distillate which comes out, again it is the azeotropic mixture, and pure B component that is left undistilled in the flask. Is it true whether any such type of deviations occur or not? I have exemplified here. There are numerous examples. So one example is of the water 29%, propanol 71%. I am getting this is a azeotropic mixture which is boiling at 77 degrees Celsius, and individual boiling point of water and propanol is more than the 77. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, propanol boils at 97 degrees Celsius, but this composition boils at 77 degrees Celsius. So this is the example of minimum boiling azeotropic mixture. One more example is here. If we are having 95% alcohol and 5% water, so you know that alcohol, it is having much less boiling point, nearly 350 degrees 350 Kelvin. The ethanol is having 350 Kelvin as the boiling point. Water is having 373 Kelvin as the boiling point. What mixture 95% ethanol and 5% water, it boils very much near to the 351 Kelvin, that is the boiling point of the, you can say, ethanol. So that is the minimum boiling liquids. Then let us discuss here maximum boiling azeotropes. So I have not drawn here vapor pressure graph, but it is directly written here boiling point and mole fraction curve here. So that is a maximum boiling azeotrope. So in case of maximum boiling azeotrope, I fix here 325 degrees Celsius as the boiling point of A component, 162 as the boiling point of the another component. What the mixture solution, see here, it is boiling at 350, which is more than the 325 and 162 degree Celsius. So what is happening here? Let us discuss. I am having here three components, 3 points, A, C and B. So nearly A component is much more, nearly B component is present, in between it is 50% A and 50% B. So toward this side A increases, toward this side B increases. Let us take any composition here. So upper line is the vapor line, or downward line is the liquid line. So any type of vapors, not liquid now, if they are condensed, then I am moving away from the A. So it means if I am condensing the vapors, then in condensed liquid I will have more composition of the B and less composition of the A. Repeating again, this is point A. So here A composition is 100%. As I will move away from it, A will decrease. So any composition regarding to this point if taken, and that is vapors, it is condensed to the liquid state, then in liquid state I will have more B, lesser A. It means by condensing the vapors I am going to increase the composition of B and making the composition of A less. How it can be done? It means I will remove A from the flask. So it means as the vapors are condensed, again they are vaporized, again they are condensed, then by this process I am making A out from the solution, and in the solution a azeotropic mixture is left, which is of the composition this one. It may be 80% and 20%. 80% of the A component and 20% of the B component. If I start from this side, from B to C side, any vapors of this composition are taken and I condense them to the liquid state, it means I am moving away from the B. So I am going to increase the concentration of A, but going to decrease the concentration of B. So where B is going? B is out of the flask. So by condensing vapors to the liquid, again converting them into vapors, again condensing, I am making B out of the flask and azeotropic concentration that is left in the solution at last. So in this case, if any composition that is being taken between point A to C, where is point A to C? It is point A, that is point C. The distillate, it is pure A, means the component which is coming out, that is pure A, and whatever is left in the flask, that is the azeotropic mixture. If I take any concentration in between B to the point C, this composition, then here distillate, it is pure V, and residue, it is azeotropic mixture that is left in the flask. So both the types, whether it is the minimum boiling or whether it is the maximum boiling, they differ with each other. In case of minimum boiling, the azeotropic mixture, it is distilled out, it is out from the flask. Pure A and pure B component, they are left in the flask. But when it is maximum boiling, then azeotropic mixture, it is left in the flask, but pure A and pure V distilled out from the flask. Whether it happens or not, here it is an example. You can see here, if I take 80% of water and 20% of HCl gas, then it boils at 110 degrees Celsius, which is the boiling point neither of the water nor of the HCl. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, HCl boils at minus 85 degrees Celsius. But see the positive deviation, this maximum boiling liquid here, that boiling point has been increased to 110 degrees Celsius. If I remove HCl from here, I take hydrogen iodide, then same will boil at 127 degrees Celsius. Thereby 127 or 110 degrees Celsius, both the temperatures, they are not the boiling points of any of the liquid. Thank you very much.